Three words rule my life: opportunity, proactivity, and excitement. By sheer coincidence, those same words are repeated over and over in my office every day. As the pilot project enters the late stages of development, meetings lengthen. 10 hours a day in a tall, tall skyscraper filled with narrow offices. On the other side of the darkened, bulletproof glass pane, Milan's desolate outskirts stretch like the most tired eyelids. A gust of wind picks up the broken pieces of paper from an old billboard. A single, readable sentence survives. Milan, now cleaner than ever. I laugh my ass off. Nearby, my American colleague asks, "What's up?" His name is like John or Smith. "Fuck you," I'd like to answer. "Fuck you and your mum." His mum must be young, smiling, pumped full of traditional apple pie, and before I can pick a fight with him, my manager toggles a switch in my brain, just above the central cortex, and I feel the urge to hash out some bullshit about productivity and excitement. My knuckles thud against reinforced glass. Can you see it? Can you see how productive we are? This is the end of the US. You will no longer be the number one, you know. Italy is coming back strong. You'll see nobody runs the service industry as we do. And my manager's hand toggles the switch in my brain and I breathe again. Sometimes I meet a therapist. In my free time, outside office hours, I was diagnosed with something called third-degree awareness detachment. You might see or feel things that are not really happening, that piece of shit spews out. He really tries to sound authoritative, dusty, fatherly, fitting me in some post-Freudian box. Are you doing the visualization exercises? I visualize more money in a year than you'll ever see in a lifetime. Shit, I'm all proactivity and opportunity. To keep him off my trail, I answer with some unrelated tidbits from my depressing personal life. I cannot do job interviews right now. If someone asked me where I see myself in 5 years, I would lose my fucking mind. Then back to the office. Meetings, career managers with coke-stained, dilated nostrils, smelling the excitement in the air like sharks do blood. My manager turns the switch on. We do. We are excited. Oh boy. 20 of us in a fucking cubicle room. Table for 6, double row, small square chairs that don't fit. And on my right side sits John or Smith, a laptop on his knees, khaki pants, polo, abs, loves to surf in his free time. Free time! Go try and surf on the Adriatic Sea. Huh? We bump our elbows every now and then, and he's not that bad, but Christ do I hate him. On my left, Adele from floor 42. She's here thanks to her unparalleled presentation-making abilities. We often go to the 42nd floor, me and the guys, during coffee breaks. It's not about the quality of coffee pouring out of the vending machine. It's about survival. Here's a scientific fact for you. Lack of estrogen in breathable air leads to hair loss, testicle loss, possibly even, maybe. The 42nd is a necessity. And Adele's beauty is beside the point. The point is to see women. They act, they walk, they talk differently. Sometimes even hearing their heels pierce the age-old carpets is enough to get the imagination going. Adele wears a suit and a thin shirt. Her skirt hints at an appropriately luscious thigh. Good to squeeze. Plenty of excitement today. A shithead with slimy, rancid hair brings my attention back to the current slide. Fingers snap. Back to the pilot project. We fly high. And I think about the homeless man that greets me every day outside the metro station asking for money, and he lacks excitement. The fuck don't you get it? In this world, you're either proactive or you're nothing, and someone is taking notes. Tires screech, either a car accident at the base of the skyscraper or a random asshole in here is watching races and forgot to mute his laptop. And it doesn't matter. I only care about the project. Adele's chest rises and lowers at a comfortable pace. We have some boundaries. We never have sex outside office hours. She rests the notebook on the table and writes in a girly font, "I want to dry you up today." That's an interesting concept, I nod. In the first quarter, we expect a 20% increase in non-taxable profit. I pick up a pen and add a little note to her request. We have boundaries. Always up the stakes. Okay, but we do anal. She makes a face. The American guy furrows his brow. Maybe he read it. Doesn't matter. He's not proactive enough. If he was, he would be here in the storage room taking down Adele's panties. Finally, I smell something that's not the burnt end of a cigarette. We're one with the great thumping of the Italian heart. Thud, thud, thud against the wall. I picture a projector screen waving with our vibrations just in the other room. I delve deep into her warm body, focusing on a singular purpose: to destroy Adele's chignon without touching it. And it might happen just by the force of our crotch collisions. Adele hugs me tighter and whispers, "I want you to become fat and useless. I want you to pay 2 seats every time you book a plane ticket." Her hair is getting messier. I'm thinking about the project's second quarter. My voice is the low roar of a dog in a pissing contest. "I want you to get pregnant. I want to give you morning sickness." She laughs, perfect teeth shining as steel. "I want to talk shit about you with all my friends, with the hairdresser. I want to open the door to the mailman butt naked in the hopes of being screwed while you're away." "I want you to have an abortion," I answer, always up the stakes. I come inside. We have boundaries. Never use condoms. I don't know what Adele does outside the office. Maybe she sold her ovaries to the pilot project, and she wouldn't be the first. I straighten my shirt. Meetings. The shithead from before has left his slide deck on, and now business cards are being exchanged. The American guy takes the mic. "In the US, we have a saying. I wish for him to choke on his Montana milk. Fuck him and his apple pies. Fuck his country. He cannot get in the project. He's just an observer paid by the hour, and nobody knows exactly what he does. He's only here to witness his own country's decline." I stare him down, trying to convey it all without words. Once we hired a black guy. To his credit, he wasn't American. He came from the OG Africa. We kept him for the maximum allowed notice period, around 2 months. I remember the smirks on my colleagues' faces as they danced around the N-word. On his birthday, the African guy bought a plate of sweets in the office. The day after, he was fired. 1 month has passed, maybe 1 year. I fuck Adele over a broken copy machine. "I want you to become a slutty xenophile. I want to chain you down in a housekeeper costume." She's having an orgasm. Her legs tremble on one of her high heels, falls to the ground. "I hope you get testicular cancer. I hope you lose one of your testicles and are left with a sad, unbalanced dick." I come in again. It's like seeing the Italian Navy fire its cannons across Rose Island. White foam sizzles on the Adriatic coastlines and wets everyone, guilty and innocent alike. Adele turns around and sucks me off. I don't understand how a woman this pretty could have such an old-fashioned name. Sometimes I try to imagine what kind of dysfunctional white-collar family we could build if we were to meet outside the office. I could never build a home with someone called Adele. It would be like marrying a granny. Her tongue is hot, Meetings. Things are coming along. The pilot project is on everyone's mind. They see it. They want it. Not just the US. Each country hopes to bask in its glory. Germany whines about the UE regulations and historical guilt, but nobody listens. I do my visualization exercises every day now. I am a great fiat factory. I am where cars used to be assembled. I am dilapidated and abandoned. The city of Turin tears down my roof and turns me into a public park where nondescript cultural events will be held twice a year. Then the twin waves, the drugs, the poor, they embrace me. I embrace them. It's the last day for John or Smith or whatever. He couldn't copy nor stop the pilot project. They're going to have him on the chair. John or Smith's brain is going to fry for his failure, for being a Californian from Montana, for being as stupid as a board. He could do nothing against the homeland of sparkling water. My manager turns the switch in my mind. It's over. They find him one day, near the latch of a bulletproof window on the 52nd floor. He throws an ergonomic keyboard out, then lunges forward to catch it. We start discussing who's going to inherit his standing desk before he even touches the ground. Adele melts around my lips as I circle my tongue around her clit. I am unyielding, like an HR manager, dispensing parcels and sugar-coated advice. The wide sink of the handicapped bathroom creaks under Adele's weight. In between her strong legs, I imagine my head pop like a ripe melon. Something tastes different. Our game must have changed. I want you to stun me, she says. I want you to kidnap me and shut me in a basement. It happens again. My skull breaks open and my brain squirts against the drywall, but I don't stop circling my tongue. I want you to shoot me in the head, I whisper to Adele's clit.